All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, September 4th, I think. I'm Eugene Driscoll, and welcome to a very special edition of Navel Gazing, the Valley Indy podcast. We do a radio/internet show every Monday now at 9 a.m. We won't be doing one on Labor Day this coming Monday. But tomorrow is the 16th annual Derby all-class reunion. That's Saturday, September 5th, 2015. And we thought we could do something different to sort of preview tomorrow's event and try to capture perhaps the flavor of it. And just the particulars I want to get out of the way, and this is from a press release. It's a Derby all-class reunion. It's tomorrow, basically in downtown Derby. The 70 to 79 decade and earlier, those graduating classes, can meet at the Derby Elks Lodge, and the 1980 to 89 decade forward can meet at Archie Moore's. Those are both on Elizabeth Street, but everyone is welcome to, quote, move about the city. The suggested, quote, meeting time is 7 p.m., but everyone's welcome earlier to socialize, dine, and dance. If you go to valleyindy.org and look under Extra Extra right now, click the info. We have links to the Derby CT Memories and Reunions Facebook page, and then we have links to the Electronic Valley. The phone number for the Derby Elks Lodge is 203-735-1142 if you have questions. Archie Moore's phone number is 203-732-3255. And the thought here, this is an audio podcast usually, but we're going to have some visuals. And right now, you're probably all wondering, why are you staring at a picture of a fat guy and a crying kid? And that fat guy's me. The crying kid is my son, Jack, who started kindergarten this week. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to introduce our guest. And I'm friends with him on Facebook. And on Facebook, he's been on a tear the last few weeks, posting old pictures of Derby, the city where he grew up. And I was just saying before we went live, is for someone like me who hasn't lived in Derby a long time, it's just a great way to try to channel the spirit of what I didn't experience in Derby, because I'm new to town. And I think the other thing it does, you can see in these photos, the way they capture a time period, you can see the work of a photographer. And I'm not a photographer. And so I can appreciate that. I think each of these photos tells a story. And what we're going to do here is have Derby's Markanthony Izzo go through these photos. I'm going to click through, and we're recording this live, and I'm going to ask some questions about these photos, and Markanthony is going to tell us some things about these photos. But first, I just wanted to introduce Markanthony and thank him for coming. And then I know the Derby All-Class Reunion is something that's been going on for 16 years now. You're like one of the main guys who tries to push it, or publicize it, I mean by push. But you were saying there's a lot of other people involved that make this an event every year. And who are those guys? Let's name some names.
Well, some of the main people involved is, if you go to the Derby webpage there, Jack Walsh. Jack Walsh puts that together, and he has been instrumental keeping it alive.
And that's the Electronic Valley.
Electronic Valley.
Derby. Yep.
Right. And you had mentioned the Facebook page. Dan Allen actually keeps that up to date. I think we're over 1,000 people that are like that page there right now. Also, Randy Ritter. Randy Ritter is instrumental by putting a lot of other photographs on there. He scans them all, and he has, I think his latest batch was like about 200 photos today that he uploaded. So
I mean, it's just awesome. It's awesome to see, and I think people are going to love what we're going to do right now. But let me just make sure, Ethan Fry over there, we have a sound check. People can hear us. Let's get this beautiful kid and ugly fat guy off the thing. What we're going to do is right now, these are photos that Mark's been posting to Facebook. And here we go. Let's start looking at some of these. What do we have here, Mark? I thought that was you when I first uploaded this. That is not you.
No, that's actually another local photographer. That was Ronnie Zuba. Ronnie Zuba took pictures for like the Valley Drummer, and I believe also the Valley Gazette.
What was the Valley Drummer? That's something that was a newspaper? Or?
Yeah, it was. It was published out of Shelton.
No kidding.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the Valley Drummer. That was before I knew of the Valley Times, actually.
And what do you have an estimate as to what year this might have been snapped, or roughly the time period we're talking about there?
It should be about the late 70s, early 80s.
And when did you graduate Derby High School?
I graduated class of 1976. Come on down, 76ers.
There you go. Okay, now who do we have? That's obviously Maria Conlon. I know that.
Yeah, that's Maria. Her father, Tim, right next to her. In the background over there is Markanthony.
Right there?
Yeah, to there. And right there is Mike Adamczyk, who's one of my neighbors, too.
And was this this is a Derby football game?
This is a Derby football game, yeah. Lots of crowds in the background there. And, one of the things we used to do is walk around the field, see who's there.
Yeah, when you say, so were you shooting these for the Valley Times? Is that
what I did is I got introduced to photography by my teacher, Eugene Biondi. Eugene actually happened to be my neighbor as well.
And, is that Derby High you're talking?
He was at Derby High, yeah. And he gave us a lot of freedom as to using the dark room and like that. And so I like sports. I'm not really a great athlete, so I think I have a pretty good eye for sports. So that's why I leaned more towards sports. So I would go to the football games. I didn't play in the team, but I took a lot of pictures then. And then from there, I followed the baseball team. This is a time when I was able to follow all those sporting events. Now I can't do it, obviously, for time, because of work. But I enjoyed it.
So let's move on here.
A lot of people ask me about, will we ever see your pictures? And I said, well, there was never really a vehicle to show to people. Now
that's what's so great about this. Yeah, like I just think it's so awesome that these are all going to Facebook where they can be shared.
This here you have Boots Jarvis on the left there, and right next to him on the right is Gino DeMauro.
Okay, there we go.
Gino was the Indian mascot for many years.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So he makes multiple appearances in this photo essay, or in these photos, or is that
he may.
Okay.
But he used to ride a horse from the mountaintop at Ryan Field. Well, now it's the football field, and that was spectacular. See him coming in on a horse.
Wow. Okay. So he would ride down like the middle of the
behind where the baseball field is.
Yeah.
That hill up there.
Okay, gotcha.
Down there.
Yeah. And as the son of a police officer, my father was a New York City police officer from like 61 to 81. This brings back memories. An old wooden nightstick. So that's obviously, I guess, a Derby police officer.
Well, that's an Ansonia police officer.
An Ansonia. Okay.
This is an Ansonia Derby game.
Gotcha.
That's the blue and the red, and this was taken at the field. Matter of fact, that field, I believe, is named after Boots now, Boots Jarvis Field.
And do we know roughly what time period this is?
Again, it should be around the late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who is this good-looking man?
That's myself there, my younger, thinner days. And actually, the gentleman in the middle is known to a lot of people as Buster Jadek.
Just one of the first inductees into the Derby High School Athletic Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken.
And the reason why I'm wearing the hard hat is I worked for a program called CETA, Comprehensive Employment Training Act, and they would put us in different locations throughout the city, and I was helping out doing the landscaping or the field work there.
Oh, no kidding. And do you remember who this gentleman is right there?
I believe his last name was Hyder, but I'm not sure of his first name.
Gotcha. What is now? I saw this photo. Is this the Derby mascot attacking a turkey? What is going on in this?
Well,
photo?
It's not a turkey. That's a gale. That's a.
Okay. So that's a head turned upward.
Yeah, this is one of the Derby Shelton games, and that was a tradition. They would go out to the center of the field and have a little tussle. I think it was banned after that.
That was it. I like the Nike, like the old Nike Converse sneakers there. Possibly.
The Red Raider is Ty Jaffer. Ty was actually in my class.
There you go.
These are we call them the Hill People, and there's a lot of known people there. And matter of fact, there's let's see.
I can zoom in a little actually. That didn't work, but there we go.
Yeah, there's a classmate there, Dante Paradisi. I believe that's Dave Stockmull there. I could be wrong on that one. And
this is up on the hill behind the bleachers?
Yeah, behind the bleachers. If you go to the next one down below there. Yeah, I don't want to get their names wrong, but I know a lot of them by face.
And I'm sure people just looking at this, it's got to be.
Oh, they know. Well. Yeah, and they know.
This guy's my favorite. I like how everyone else is reacting to the camera.
Yeah,
he just remains that cool.
Yeah.
And everyone giving the Derby's #1 sign.
Yeah, this is the Hill People. Well, I actually coaxed them into doing that.
This is another. What was this? What was this? Valley Gazette maybe, or Valley Times?
It could be either one of them. Yeah, because I would shoot locally, as you know.
Right.
And this here was one of the pancake breakfasts the firemen used to have. Is Chuck Stanky there, and Anthony Giapalo, and we have Mr. Mezzapel, Richard Mezzapel there. And again, it's a fake out picture. I had just don't look up.
I like that. Yeah, it's good.
Try to get the reader's attention.
And the huge line of Derby cheerleaders.
Well,
right?
this may be the majorettes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah, this may be the majorettes there, and yeah, they were well. The teams were. There's a lot of participation.
Yeah,
with, the cheerleaders, between cheerleaders, the majorettes, even the band.
I saw some of your photos. Like the marching band was huge there too.
Yeah, and they had the nice uniforms. Actually, real nice uniforms there too.
And I'm a former snare drummer in the high school marching band in Somers, New York. So I like when we see those pictures too. Now this is a cool photo. This is what's going on here?
Yeah, every year they do a fireman's muster in Milford, and it's coming up actually, and I think maybe next week. Engine 260, it's called. And my brother's a fireman, and I knew a lot of the firemen with Storm engines and Hotchkiss hose. Well, all the Derby firemen. So I used to go. It's a fun event. And here they have the kids working the hose.
That's cool.
And yeah, they have a lot of different events.
I think we have one more photo of that too. There's like
the
before shot.
That was the before shot where they're all dry.
Aha. So okay, this is self-explanatory. But where's this gas station for anybody who might not know?
It may be self-explanatory, but you really have to look sometimes to see why would he take a picture of a gas station? Because the $1.69, that's not really a great price. But if you look, you'll see the sign there with Maria Conlon when she was the state player of the year there. This gas station is right at the where
is that Hawkins Street and Seymour Avenue?
And Seymour Avenue there. Yeah. And my former classmate, her father worked there.
That's cool.
She recognized the gas station right off the bat.
Now this is an interesting picture to me. Where is this?
This is Stork's Tavern. If you grew up in or Valley, you knew about Stork's Tavern.
Was this on Hawkins up that way?
This on Market Street. It's diagonally across from where Over the Hill Tavern is now.
So if I go out the front door of Over the Hill, do I look to my left for this or to my right?
You go out of Over the Hill. You're looking to the left. You'll see that brown building that's right in the corner.
Okay.
It's the house right next door. It used to be a tavern. This over here was Thanksgiving morning. We would go down to.
This was a tradition. This is what.
Oh yeah. Okay. Matter of fact, I started the tradition because of the Ayatollah Khomeini when he had the hostages. We gave a message to him. Let's put it that way. And it started with maybe 5 or 6 people on the front steps of Stork's Tavern. If you do a search, you can actually find where we've been years later. It went from like 5 or 6 people, whatever it was, to over 100 people.
I've seen some of those photos where there's a giant crowd.
Now imagine this. All those people inside.
Wow.
They all went inside to have one beer at least there. And most of these are classmates of mine.
And I wonder, is that...
and this here, if you notice...
Is that you back there?
That is me.
All right. Oh, man, if only I could grow a mustache like that, my life would be different. But that, look at that. That just says, I mean, I just like that photo.
But Connie's used to be on Main Street.
Okay.
Connie used to be a diner down there on Main Street. So we used to go there very early in the morning and then come up here very early in the morning and then meet people. Matter of fact, this is so popular, people from other towns used to come to get into the picture. Even people from Shelton.
And does that before Thanksgiving Day football tradition continue in any way now, or is it pretty much not what it was?
Yeah, no, Stork's is gone, and unless someone has their own little tradition that I don't know about.
And I'm sure they do. Now, what is going on here, Markanthony? That's you.
We've had some pretty bad snowstorms in the past, too. And this is actually my backyard. And I piled up the snow and patted it down enough to make a little ski slope. And there's a little plastic skis there.
So that's just pure snow that you had?
That's snow.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were like on top of a car or something.
No. That took me a while to do that. And it has a nice long little loop there. And my friend Tim Conlon, neighbor, he also has a pair of these skis, too.
Oh, so did you guys grow up together?
Oh, yeah, we're neighbors. Yeah, we still are neighbors, too.
Okay.
Yeah, matter of fact, Timmy's been very helpful for me cutting my grass this summer because I've had an operation.
And you're doing better. You look
I'm doing better.
Yeah, you look better than me.
Yeah, coming along. This is in Derby High School's gym, one of the basketball games. Okay, and people like to see themselves on.
Who was coaching the team in that era?
Geez, I don't know. That might have been George Tanner.
Okay.
At that time there. This is my homeroom class in high school.
What grade are we talking about there? That's you, obviously, right there.
Well, yeah, it's definitely not senior year because we wouldn't have taken a group picture. So I know because then they had the little portraits.
Okay.
So far as I remember, But yeah, I'm in the background there, and these are my classmates. Some are still here, some are across the country, and hopefully they'll see this podcast
and come tomorrow. Yeah, if you can't make tomorrow night in downtown Derby, just listen to the podcast and be there in spirit.
There you go, be there in spirit. Yeah.
Now here's a very famous. I heard about this when we first launched the Valley Indy. The day Brian Dennehy, born in Derby, lived here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Was a Boy Scout when he was young, or a Cub Scout, or what have you.
Yeah.
And he came to town, I guess, right?
Well, he came because we were honoring Ed Strang. Ed Strang's in this picture right over here, and it was a whole day of events from at the Raps Paradise Inn meet and greet.
Where was that? See that
Raps?
Yeah.
Behind Walmart.
Okay, gotcha.
The one that's behind Walmart, Grassy Hill Lodge, or
Okay.
whatever that's called there.
Gotcha. That's
And
it. Yeah.
you know, he came, and Paul Lane. I don't know if you remember that name from the past. Paul Lane had antique cars. He was now antique car.
Was he on like Minerva?
Minerva Street, the building that got torn down.
That. Yeah.
He had a couple of the antique cars, and they drove Brian and Ed into the antique cars to bring them downtown.
Wow.
And then they came to the Derby Green. They had a ceremony at the Green, and then later on that night there was a banquet right down up the street over here at the other Raps. Multi Benny. What's Multi Benny now for those from present day?
He looks I like how Brian Dennehy just looks really happy.
I probably took over 300 pictures that day.
And you were telling me that's
Danny Sexton right there.
Oh,
yeah.
That's an awesome photo.
Yeah, and Randy Ritter.
There you go.
Here. Yeah.
A young Randy Ritter.
Yeah.
Well, he's still young, I guess.
I think Randy tagged some of the people in the photo, so the people can go to I have to go to my Facebook page, I guess, to find out.
My favorite Brian Dennehy movie, bestseller, and of course, First Blood. Those are my two personal favorites. There's Dennehy up there.
Yes.
This big group photo.
And Ed Strang right there next to him. I looking back at this when I scanned this picture, not thinking I should have had them in the middle or towards the front. But you know,
what are you gonna do? It's still history, and
it's
still awesome.
history. Yeah. It was there.
And I bet you there's probably like a dozen people.
Oh, these are adults. These kids are adults now. I believe this is 90. I want to say 1994.
Okay.
So some of these may even be scout leaders by now.
Right. Yeah. Get out of that. And this is an awesome story you were telling me right before we went on.
Yeah, matter of fact, this photographer right here, that's from People Magazine.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah, and we got to the Red Church, the Methodist Church over here in Derby, and Brian, I guess, had received the key to the city, and he says, "Will this key get me, banana split or from Vanetti's?" Well, they got word to Fran Terlizzi here, who owned Vanetti's. And she went and she made a sundae and brought it up to him. And there she is.
That's awesome.
Serving Brian Dennehy. And again, there's Ed Strang there as well.
That's great. And Vanetti's was on Main Street. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was on Main Street, right across from the intersection of Elizabeth and Main. And this over here is Paul Denise. He was former tax assessor.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. That is just awesome.
This is part of the Engine 260 muster. There's Bernie Williamson right here. Okay, I'm not going to make a mistake. I think this is a McManus right here. There's Mike Keller here in the background.
And he's current fire commissioner, Mike Keller, right? Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. We reserve the right to make any mistakes, just
go.
so people know.
This is little Lou DeFlippo and his wife, Dolly. Lou is definitely a local legend, football coach. I don't want to quote the years that can easily be found on the internet.
And this is the day. I'm sorry.
This was the day that they dedicated the field to Lou DeFlippo, and his name's up on the scoreboard there.
It is.
And
that's a great photo.
He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. This is one of the track meets. This is Mark Bailey over here, crossing the line first from Derby, and this must have been a state meet and held up in Shelton. I reckon
by a wide margin. He's winning that.
Yeah,
he's
looking back to make sure. I think it was a coincidence to happen to be looking when I took it.
And I uploaded these, so I apologize if they're a little out of order, but whatever, they're still.
Well, definitely.
This is, again, Lou DeFlippo Day.
Lou DeFlippo, and also a bunch of other local legends here.
Who I pointed, like John Sacku.
Who
I owe a phone call. He called me the other day. I got to call him back.
Yeah.
But who else do we have?
And actually, what was amazing is Facebook. If you're familiar with Facebook, if it recognizes a person in the picture, it says that they were with you. Okay, they'll say like
The facial
Markanthony Izzo.
recognition feature, yeah.
Markanthony Izzo, which was somebody. Well, it recognized Vince Greco here.
Wow, and that's this gentleman
picture
right here.
Right there, yeah. He's in another one. I don't know if we have it in here, but he's in other pictures that I uploaded as well. And Facebook recognized him.
That's
amazing. And so this is like, what, 30 years ago, 1997, I believe this happened, this event.
Good jawline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's that gas station you saw where we had Maria's name on it. This is one. And the long lines they had when they had the gas shortage.
That's great. I mean,
might have been an even odd day, you know.
That is cool. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the size of the cars too.
My classmate Julia Coppola, her father used to work there. She said that probably could be him pumping gas.
Busy day.
Yeah.
Ken Marcusio, who hasn't aged a bit.
Yeah, he was the athletic director for many years, and this was on the Flippo day.
And that's him in the press box, I guess?
This is in the clubhouse.
Okay, gotcha.
This is in the clubhouse. I went by, saw him peeking, and I snapped this picture.
That's a nice photo, Mark.
Thanks.
Another nice photo.
Yeah, this is the group again. There's Vinny Greco there. Vince is there. John Saccu, Mike Kiley, Tom D'Onofrio over here. This is one of the Lucarellis. They own the Roselands over here.
Oh, yeah.
There's Lou's son, Tommy, back there. Eddie McManus, I see over there.
And these guys, excuse my ignorance, anyone listening, these all played football for the
Cubs. Oh, yeah, right? Yeah. They may have been on the same team. Well, except for Tom. Tommy's young. This is, I think, the committee.
Gotcha. The committee. Okay. Very cool. And I've seen
Ricky, I believe that's Ricky Bolo there on the end.
There you go. Oops. I just pressed the wrong button. Apologies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a beautiful looking man.
Well, I wanted to get into the act. Yeah, it's history. This was definitely a piece of history there, because.
And you knew, like, when you were shooting these, that this is like a lot of these photos. You have an eye for history as you're taking these photos.
Yeah, I do think like that. And give a little secret to myself is when I go to an event, I always try to get a wide shot, as in the tight shot. And if you looked at some of these photographs here, you'll see me taking a picture of the photographers taking a picture. You know what I'm saying?
Which is cool. Like yeah. Why do the wide shot? Why always include a wide shot?
It's they actually call it something in the movie business. They call it coverage. You know, you see everything, just to show you where you were. You know, because where is this picture taken? You can't tell here.
You need that establishing shot.
Yeah, okay, establishing shot. So if you know it's with the other pictures there, you can see the field. And there's in the series of pictures that I uploaded today, there's a picture of the field taken up by the press box, and in the end zone, if you look, you can see they actually wrote Lou's name. It says Lou in the end zone. Okay. You know, little details like that.
Yeah, nice detail.
You wouldn't see it from here, but if you take it from above, you would see it.
And I just like the look of this photo.
Yeah, that's Fran Cirillo, a former teacher and coach. This is one of the track meets.
It's a track
meet, yeah, it's up in Shelton. Yeah, they had the nice track there.
Oh, and this is our last photo. Wow, this flew by.
Yeah.
These are, of course, the famous Walsh brothers.
There they are. Yeah.
That's pretty good. And this is obviously at a football.
Yeah, this is they usually hang out at the end zone, at the baseball side of the field.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And this is a Benanto right here. See, Mr. Benanto. Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a popular spot.
So that's awesome. So anybody or everybody, that was that was our photo. So I hope you like it. It's something different. We essentially looked at, instead of home movies, we looked at still shots. But for anyone who's interested, tomorrow, Saturday, September 5th, 2015, is the 16th annual Derby All-Class Reunion. There's gathering places, Derby Elks Lodge, Archie Moore's, both are on Elizabeth Street. For more information, you can call the Derby Elks Lodge at 203-735-1142, Archie Moore's 203-732-3255, or search Derby CT Memories and Reunions on Facebook, or go to electronicvalley.org/Derby for more information. So as I run out of breath, Markanthony, thank you so much for just agreeing to come down. And you have some final words you want to say, as I have an asthma attack.
Well, if I may, Eugene, I want to thank you for doing this. And if somebody looks me up on Facebook, they can see some more of these pictures here as well. And my involvement with this is, like you said, is keeping it alive. And I hear a lot of excuses as why not to go. And I got only one excuse as to why to go. You may not make it next year. It almost happened to me. So For what it's worth.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're still here. And
Thanks.
thank you for being a photographer and doing what you do for the city in a million ways. That you're definitely an unsung hero.
Actually, right back at you. Yeah.
Thanks.
You and
All
Ethan.
right.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I don't know Ethan, so no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, hey everybody, thanks for listening. We're going to attempt to end this now. Your screen's going to go a little googly right now, but hey, you know what? We're a nonprofit, and that's life. Thank you, people.